And now to talk about our module of the week, let's bring in Martin Anderson-Klutz, a senior solutions engineer at Acquia and maintainer of a number of Drupal modules of his own. Martin, what do you have for us this week?
Thanks, Nick. This week, we're going to talk about the Field Tools module, which provides tools to analyze and manage your use of fields and display modes in a Drupal website. It was created in November of 2011. It has a current version of 8.x-1.0 Alpha 10, which is ready for Drupal 10, and also a D7 version. It is actively maintained. It has 43 open issues, but only 13 of those are for the 8.x versions, and only 9 of those are bugs, which is pretty impressive when you consider that the module is in use by over 5,700 websites. Now, it was created by Joachim, apologies if I didn't get that pronunciation right, who himself maintains a pretty impressive list of modules. And really, the way the module works is by generating different kinds of reports, even a chart to help better understand the fields that you have defined on your Drupal site. It also provides the ability to clone a field instance between bundles, even in bulk. And it provides the ability to clone form and view displays between bundles with support for field groups. Now, I personally first heard about this module because I happen to maintain the entity relationship diagrams module, and Joachim made a comment on an issue in there about potentially bringing in that sort of ERD diagramming capability into Field Tools. So that may be something that's in the future. But if you also want to and explore an alternative, there's also a newer module called Content Model Documentation, which includes similar capabilities, can also generate an ERD, but is currently in use by only 12 sites. So let's talk about the Field Tools module. Anybody used either Field Tools or something in some way similar?
I have not, and I feel like I've been sorely missing out. I mean, I feel like when I'm trying to evaluate this stuff, I spend half my time going between the Drupal like field report page and then, views and bundle field managed field tabs and stuff. So I'm definitely going to be checking this out. It sounds like it's useful just for kind of a bird's eye view of what your site is doing, which can sometimes be difficult and, traditionally is sometimes relegated to spreadsheets as well. So yeah, I'm definitely going to check this out.
Yeah, I have it
Yeah,
on one project where we were just building a whole bunch of things that needed the same fields over and over again. So it does help with cloning a lot of things over, view modes over. So I've used it in a very limited capacity on that one project, but did the job. So
I have nothing to add. I've never used said module, and I also am interested in using it because it does sound very interesting and helpful.
Yeah, I think that the cloning capabilities definitely sound interesting because you can obviously reuse fields, but then there's a lot of, sort of like setting defaults and things that don't necessarily come through automatically. So that ability to sort of clone, I think, is really useful.
And you may have said this and I may have missed it, but what's can anybody think of a use case where you would want to clone a field like directly like that? Because I mean, you have reuse, obviously, you just said that, but like I'm wondering what the multiple content types that have the same exact field on them, I guess, right?
So in like higher ed, I can think like you have, instead of having just a person type, you might have like a student and a faculty type, and they might share a lot of base fields, name, other random things, biofields, stuff like that. So that kind of is where I think we use it on this one project, is just to kind of simplify some of the need for, having those basic things over across multiple content types that were somewhat similar but had different use cases.
Yeah, and I think some things like translation status sometimes doesn't always. I think it uses the original one that you said, but if you've copied it before and set like different translation rules, and that's what you need for all the other ones, it sounds like this will handle that as well. Yeah, it's a cool module. I'll definitely check it out and let you know what I think, I guess. Well, thank you, Martin. As always, another on-topic module of the week and in short order because we had to kind of shift gears. So talk to you next week.
Thanks, Nick.